Yesterday was hell. I thought the end of the day before that was hell, but that was double hell. How does Itsumi survive this day after day? It must take an insane tenacity. I'm glad that I gave her a breather, though. Seeing her chest covered with the drink, that's just wrong. She doesn't seem to have a problem showing her body, but I don't like the cafe using her like that. Again, we're back to the whole just, if she's cool with it, you should be cool with it. I guess I am only just learning exactly how shameless she is. A much more womanly figure helps with that. With how flat she was, I didn't think that she would ever have boobs. Come on. That guess sure turned out wrong. Anyway, again with the anyway. Today is another day. We're going all in on Itsumi. I think for now, I needed to take a break from working at Itsumi's cafe. I've only been there twice, and I feel like I'm on death's door. Oh, how does she do it? It can't be experience alone. She makes mistakes too. It's inevitable when you're under that kind of pressure. The entire crowd constantly demanding attention. How no one throws a fit after not getting service is beyond me. Come to think of it, are they there for the food or just to see Itsumi? That's what I'm not comfortable with. After all, she's my childhood friend. Other guys staring at her like that just doesn't feel right. I keep thinking that, but can I actually say anything about it? I mean, she's under the impression that I've been oblivious for years. Why else would she do all these shameless things? Huh? Someone's knocking at my apartment door? Who could it be at this time? It's about time you opened up. Don't you know how cold it is? If it's an apartment and they're knocking at the door, then I'm gonna go ahead and say that you are inside the building anyway. Nice to see you too. You don't have work? I have the day off. Even I need to relax sometimes. Since I have nothing better to do, I figured I would come see what was happening with you. Well, I glance around my apartment. Not much to say, really. Nothing has changed since you were last here. I didn't think it would. It makes me glad. You're one of the few things in my life that doesn't change. Are you afraid of change? Yes. Change is scary and can throw your entire life upside down. It's better when things don't change. You really think so? I mean, what if you didn't meet me again? Would you have been content with your life as is? Well, content, but not happy. Maybe change isn't that bad. But don't go and change anything drastic, Koji. I like you the way you are. You mean you like it when you can tell what I'm thinking? That's an added bonus, but it's just nice to have something absolute in your life. I'm far from absolute, though. Well, you're an absolute idiot. After all, I'm a much better student than before. Yes, you finally went to that university that you always wanted to. It would have taken 5 seconds to come up with a random name. Koji University. Koji-san's University. Koji Uni. But you don't look happy about it. Well, even if I got into the university I wanted, it's a bit lonely. I understand. But that doesn't matter now. You're here, so I'm definitely not alone. Yeah. I'll make sure you aren't alone, Koji. She looks around my apartment. I have a treat for you. What kind of treat? Oh, you'll see. She begins to unbutton her jumper. Whoa, easy there. I like looking at your chest, but there's no need to rush. Okay, Koji, my boy. Just keep watching. Bit by bit, she strips down until she reveals something quite pleasing indeed. What do you think? School uniform? Swimsuit? This was my high school swimsuit. Yeah, that's rather random. It looks tight. Is that bad? Not at all. You never got a chance to see me in it. Now you can have as much as you want. I can't help but notice how badly the swimsuit is straining over her chest. Did they give you a smaller size at the start of high school? Yes, then I just grew. I was wondering when it was gonna happen. I think I can see one of the seams starting to split. Didn't you like school swimsuits? I remember you talking about high school and how you wanted to see the girls in swimsuits. Now that she mentions it, I did have a thing for swimsuits. They're boring! To think, they designed these things to be non-arousing. But now people fetishize them everywhere. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, it's weird. It certainly is incongruous. Seeing Itsumi in one now? Now why does it have a seam here? A seam where? Look downward. Oh, I always wondered about that. She tugs at the lower half of the swimsuit, showing off flashes of her skin with each pull. Why don't you come lie on my lap, Koji? Itsumi sits on the lounge and crooks one finger towards me, beckoning. Your lap? Yeah. Well, might as well. Lying out and resting my head on her lap, I feel her play with and stroke my hair. I am struggling with the words. Let's take a quick coffee. This was written by a preteen, a high schooler himself. I keep glancing up to see those two jiggling blue mountains. This is the best seat in the house right now. When was the last time we did this? I don't remember, but you definitely weren't wearing a school swimsuit then. Right, it was just before you left. Do you remember that night, Koji? I still remember everything from then. Did you promise to marry her or something? Her words become tinged with melancholy, despite her blank expression. I shouldn't be bringing up stuff like at. Are you enjoying the view? Of course I am. This view is one of the most glorious I've ever seen. I know. For the next hour, I just an hour? Am I starting to feel that way about her? I think I am. When I saw her again, I wasn't sure how to feel about her. I know her feelings, but I don't know my own. It wouldn't surprise me now. After all, everything I do with her feels so intimate. Laying my head on her lap shouldn't embarrass a veteran like me, but... Your face is red, Koji. She's back in her normal clothes now. It's a strange day to be wearing a swimsuit under your clothes. I'm allergic to this stupidity. Does it matter? After all, I wanted you to enjoy it. That's the only thing that matters. She sits down again. So did you enjoy? Yes. Yes, I did. I'm glad. It seems you were a little embarrassed about it, too. Where is your legendary shamelessness? It's gone somewhere else for right now. Is that so? I guess there are moments like this, even for you, Koji. Not even seeing me naked made you blush like that. That isn't really the same. It's not? What's different about it? It just feels different. I wonder why that's the case. The answer is obvious. Intimacy. Something which I have scarcely experienced since middle school. Oh, my boy. Koji, do you need a hug? Just sitting there and having someone minding you like that. It's nice. Koji needs a hug. Have you ever noticed anything about me? Noticed anything? Like what? I mean, do you think there's any significance behind my actions? No, Koji, you're failing the test here. We're childhood friends. It's natural that we're close. I'm avoiding the question and playing the fool. I don't know if that's the right call here. No. I mean, she can't bring herself to do it, can she? Koji, it's your time to shine. If you want to say something to me, go ahead and say it. You can tell me anything. After all, we know each other really well. I don't think this is something we'll avoid this time. If I were to take a guess, she's finally going to admit her feelings. Listen, Koji, there's something you should know. I have a boyfriend. Yeah, what's the matter? There's something I've wanted to say to you for a long time, but I never had the courage to say it. She's struggling, but I already know what she's gonna say. I like you, Koji. I know. You knew the entire time? Yeah, I knew. Since when? Pretty much the minute that you started flirting with me. I'm not a... Oh. Okay, well, you lose points on the phraseology. But I'm not a dense harem protagonist or anything. When a girl likes you, it's pretty obvious. So yes, I knew from the beginning. You may not be dense, but you're an idiot. Excuse me? Why didn't you say something earlier? Why? This entire time, I was thinking about how much I regretted never confessing to you. Yet you knew the whole time. And just leave me suffering? You're a horrible person. Why? Why didn't you say anything to me? Now, Koji, if you play the truth card here, you're home free. There's no argument she has. You were gonna leave back then. If we were gonna start dating, then have to leave, wouldn't you feel much, much worse right now? Exactly. No. What felt worse was years of regret. Year after year at Christmas, I thought about how I should have confessed. About how we might have tried to make it work, even if we were apart. It doesn't work that way very well. But instead of having some kind of closure, I've been living with my regrets. So what will you do about that, Koji? I don't know what to do. Do you not like me? Is that why you never said anything? Don't you want to be with me? It's not like that. Isn't it? The whole time, you said you liked women with curves. Do you know how that made me feel? I'm more than that, Koji. I only showed off because I thought it would get you to look at me. Well, it did. It worked perfectly. Plan successful. Don't mind me, I'm just tearing up a little bit. But you knew the whole time. That's a horrible thing to do to me. Didn't you care about how I felt, Koji? If you knew they were there, why didn't you answer those feelings? Because I cared about you, I didn't answer those feelings. You might say that in hindsight, that like, oh yeah, no, I would have wanted to try and make it work or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, maybe, but you can only say that because that's the option, the path that we didn't travel by. Don't you think you owed me that much if you knew I was leaving? Even if you rejected me, that would have been better than waiting all these years, never knowing how it could have worked out. She takes a few deep breaths, trying not to burst into tears. Why? Why didn't you? Alright, Koji, again. You're playing the... You had no good option. Get together with you and break your heart when they leave, or never get together with you and leave you with the regret. It's lose-lose. I'm sorry, Sumi. Is that all you have to say? Please, Koji. Can you say anything else? Okay, Koji? Can you give me an answer? Koji? She's really upset right now. I screwed this up badly. No, you didn't! I never thought about it that way. You're fine! Now I don't know what to do. There's an obvious answer. I mean, I'm attracted to you. That much is obvious, right? Yes. But do you love me? If you didn't say anything then maybe you don't feel anything. Maybe if I confessed, I would have just been rejected. Were my feelings for nothing? I swear, Koji, do something. She straightens out her sweater and starts towards the door. Wait, Itsumi. I need to go home. It will be a busy day at work tomorrow. Say it, Koji! Say it! I open my mouth to say something, but she just stares blankly back at me. You freaking idiot. You are a dense harem protagonist, you absolute dumbass. Without another word, she steps out of my apartment and closes the door behind her. I've messed up big time. Yeah, you had the opportunity to save it like 3 times, too. I haven't really done much else since Itsumi left. All I could do is lie there, staring at the ceiling. I'm left thinking about how I could have handled that a lot better. No shit, Sherlock. She really is mad at me. I don't think I've ever seen a frown on her face until today. That should put into perspective how badly I've messed this up. I need to distract myself. There's a few unopened boxes from when I moved in. Maybe I should unpack them. Anything is better than sitting around and moping. I brushed the dust off of the boxes. What did I even bring with me in these? I hardly remember most of the stuff I packed up when I left home. My parents also helped with packing, so who knows what they threw in there. I pull one open, and the first thing which greets me is strangely familiar. Now where have I seen this before? Wiping it down reveals what it is for sure. I remember this board game. This used to be a Christmas Eve tradition between Itsumi's family and mine. We'd all get together and play until midnight. I remember that we'd try and make the game go on for as long as possible so we could stay awake to see Santa. But our parents always put us to bed eventually. Usually we passed out before the game finished. Each year we'd compete for a small prize. It was a small toy or something. In the end though, we'd end up sharing it. I remember one year when a stuffed rabbit was up for grabs. Itsumi practically fell in love with that little toy. This is just a board game. It may seem like useless junk to most people, but to us it will always be something special. I wonder if Itsumi remembers all of this too. Maybe it hurts because of the weight of all of those memories she bears. After all, I've been there for most of her life. I realize what I have to do. Okay, good. There's no way we can just throw away all of these years we spent together. Even in this apartment, I've brought along things which remind me of her. So, I'll go help her at the— Oh no! No! Go see her! If I have to go once more into the breach, not onto the breach, into the breach for her, then I'll gladly do it. There's no way she'll be able to handle them alone. I'm hardly going to look like a knight in shining armor, but at the very least I'll keep my promise. Someone with no conviction is someone no one can rely on, and I want to be someone who Itsumi can rely on no matter how rough things get. She didn't know I knew. No wonder she's upset with me. The minute I knew, I probably should have said something. Nah. Now it feels like it's a little, too little too late. What do I do? Daichi? What? Who's Daichi? I don't know who Daichi is. Maybe a character we were supposed to meet and didn't because of our choices? Said the best thing to do is to try and make up with her. But it takes a lot of courage to make that first step. So I have to go and see her at work eventually. I should give her some time to cool off first. Then I'll turn up at work and help out with the Christmas crowds. I hope this works. After losing each other for so long, I don't want things to end this way. Maybe I should do something else today. We're going to both need to clear our heads when we meet again. So Itsumi, please wait for me. I promise we'll sort things out.